Hi, my name's Rob Scott from UC Today News. Hope you're doing well. So today I'm joined by Claire Snow, who leads the Avaya Cloud Office go-to-market for Avaya in the UK and Ireland, and Mark Taylor, Director at Fortay Connect. And we're going to be discussing the challenges and the opportunities for partners stepping into Avaya's latest agent proposition. Welcome, Claire and Mark.
Hi, Rob.
How's things?
Very good, thank you.
Good.
Yeah, not too bad at all.
Good to see you both. Thanks for joining me today. I'm excited about this conversation. I'm always keen to know more and more about this, the agent model in I suppose this market nowadays. So just before we kick off, can we just do a quick round of introductions? Claire, would you like to go first?
Yes, certainly. So Claire Snow, I'm the go-to-market lead for public cloud for Avaya. I've been in the telecom industry for 24 years, been at Avaya since 2006 in various sales roles. But for the last couple of years, I've been working primarily on the development and launch of the Avaya Cloud Office solution in partnership with RingCentral. And I've pretty much been involved in every aspect of getting that solution to market. I'm now fully focused on the evolution and improvement of the go-to-market of that model for our partners and customers.
Fantastic. Thanks, Claire. And over to you, Mark.
Yeah, so I'm the director at Fortay Connect. So my background is about sort of 17 years in UC and contact centers, and over that time, obviously, that's been overwhelmingly on-premise technology based, and Avaya and Mitel and those sort of vendors over the years. And then for the past few years, I've been at Fortay Connect, who are entirely UCaaS and CCaaS focused, and I'm responsible for our proposition around all of that, which of course includes the agency model that we're going to be talking about this morning.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for that. Great. So we've got a wealth of experience on the line today. I suppose, first of all, Claire, I'd like to kick off with, just kind of, firstly, just for anyone out there that, doesn't know, a lot about the agent model, can you first, just give us a brief description of kind of what it is, why it's been so successful, especially in the USA, in fact, and why it's widely described as the inevitable model for the UK channel partner network?
Yeah, sure. I mean, the agent model's where a partner refers a customer to a vendor, and the onus moves to them to take care of any of the sort of heavy lifting in terms of sales process, contracting, billing, ongoing support. The agent then receives a revenue stream in the form of a commission via a master agent or a technology services distributor, as you may now hear them called. It's been really successful in the US because it's a fast and flexible way for a partner to offer a range of leading cloud solutions to customers. And in turn, it offers customers more choice, speed of deployment, the ability to be supported directly by a vendor if they wish. We have a slightly different market in the UK. We've got lots of well-established resellers who add significant value to customer opportunities, but we are seeing the model become more and more popular. I think the reasons for this really in the benefits the model can deliver. For example, the cost of entry is low. It gives smaller partners potentially far greater reach than they might have had in a traditional resale model. You've also got larger resellers who are looking at it as a way to lower the cost of supporting their SMB base and maybe then focusing more resource on enterprise opportunities. It's for Avaya, I think we think the key to this becoming as successful here in the UK as it is in the US is really finding ways for a channel to continue to differentiate and demonstrate their value working alongside this model.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? And Mark, I mean, you're operating the agent model. What first attracted you to it?
Yeah, so I mean, sort of Claire, has covered a lot of it off very well there, and entirely in line with what she's just said. It's about how much it removes the barriers to entry into the market, which allows us as a partner and in theory other partners that come into this sector to be entirely focused on what's best for the customer, and without having to have any of the sort of legacy, baggage that goes with the traditional sort of reseller model. So yeah, it means that we're able to be, much more flexible and focus completely on what's best for the customer. And it completely de-risks the project for the customer as well, because their contract is directly with the vendor. The support is delivered and underwritten directly by the vendor. So it really, simplifies and de-risks the whole process of moving phone system or delivering phone services compared to what was historically the norm.
Thanks for that, Mark. Claire, are you seeing channel partners switching from the traditional reseller model to the agent model, or are they, adopting a blend of the two? What are you seeing?
We're seeing a bit of both at the moment, in line with changes that we're all seeing in the market. You've got some traditional Avaya resellers that were already looking at ways to evolve their business and reduce costs. So for a partner in that kind of situation, the agent model offers an easy way to sort of migrate their on-premise based customers, and take them to a market-leading cloud solution, but no additional demand on their existing resources. So the risk and the cost of ongoing support is managed by Avaya, as we said, and then the partner can remain as engaged as they wish, but they're literally benefiting from a very highly lucrative model in that case. We've got other partners who will continue to operate as value-added resellers. They offer the full Avaya portfolio alongside their own services. And we just work with them on the specific ACO elements that they're interested in for their customers, but they continue to add their values around the edges. So that might be implementation, ongoing managed services, third-party integrations, or even additional Avaya solutions such as Avaya CCaaS.
Got it. So, Mark, you started your business, without the legacy of on-premise PBX customer base. I mean, does this give you a competitive advantage? The agent model.
Yeah, I mean, I would say so, definitely, and I would say to a significant extent, it gives us a real competitive advantage. I mean, I think fundamentally it allows us to be, and our people to be completely focused on what's best for the customer, without having to have any cognizance for what might have gone before, or what some of our skill sets in specific sort of products or services may be. We can kind of forget all of that and just focus entirely on what's best for the customer. And we can also have the confidence to know that whatever we're putting forward to an end user, it's entirely backed by the vendor. So it's completely de-risked, it's supported by them. And that's a very compelling proposition to the buyer. So yeah, I think it gives us an enormous advantage in some instances.
Yeah, it's interesting. And I was recently speaking to an agent, and they said, having the agent model in place gave them opportunities, in the large enterprise where they may not have had those opportunities previously, because CFOs just simply wouldn't do business with small business resellers. So what do you think?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's possibly one of the single biggest factors of the whole agency model, really. When you think about it, our engagement with the end user is talking about the vendor and their sort of multi-billion-dollar market cap, and how we as the partner are really more of an advisor, and we're not a risk factor in the process, whatsoever. And so in the case of ourselves, Fortay Connect, we've been able to work with and win business with some really marquee names that historically would have been completely impossible. And fundamentally, that's entirely down to the agency model.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, well, I'm keen to ask you, Claire, a little bit more around the Avaya proposition. I mean, what's available to agents? Is it just UCaaS? Is it the full Avaya stack? What's in there, for agents?
Yeah, sure. The Avaya Cloud Office proposition obviously gives our customers access to the market-leading UCaaS solution. And the benefits of that is that, potentially continuing to work with the same company, partners and people that they've known and trusted for years. But in addition, you get all access to our complementary solutions. So you've got Avaya CCaaS, Avaya hardware and devices. Very soon we'll also have Avaya CPaaS coming through the agency model as well. And one of the biggest assets that I like to talk about that's opened up through the model is Avaya's award-winning global support, because this is a differentiator for us and our partners, in that if you think about the leading UCaaS players have probably sold around 3 million seats today, Avaya still support 25% of the global UC market. So that's 100 million users. So for us, there's a distinct difference in our scale and our capability to support customers and partners anywhere in the world on a range of solutions. And that's all accessible to partners and customers through this model.
Yeah, that's a really good point, is it? Because now that the world is moving to UCaaS, global opportunities are really opening up, aren't they? Because everything can be interconnected, everyone's working everywhere, and I think that's a really essential piece of the pie, isn't it? To have that ongoing global support, as you say. So, yeah, great stuff. Mark, I mean, from your perspective, what do you like the most about the Avaya solution stack?
Yeah, I mean, good question. Obviously, there's lots of different things, but I think probably first and foremost, it's the simplicity of the whole proposition. So Avaya CPaaS is coming imminently, so we'll sort of leave that aside for now. But even just in terms of Avaya UCaaS and CCaaS, it essentially covers 99% of a customer's sort of possible requirements, and gives a very, very simple, very low risk migration from legacy Avaya solutions like IP Office onto Avaya Cloud Office, and it allows us to put forward UCaaS and CCaaS in any combination that the customer needs without any caveats. We don't have to build a private cloud infrastructure for this or for that, or be cognizant of which elements will and won't work together. We can literally put forward the services on a granular user by user basis to deliver exactly what they need, have it all underpinned by Avaya's support, which Claire's already mentioned, and have the entire project completely de-risked. So that simplicity and that message around migration from that absolutely enormous install base of 100 million Avaya endpoints out there in the world is again extremely compelling.
Yeah, and I completely agree. It presents a huge opportunity for UCaaS and CCaaS, doesn't it? I mean, given that everyone's moving to UCaaS, I know we've been selling, phone systems and PBXs and call center solutions side by side for years and years. But having a UCaaS means that really a CCaaS is the logical, move for customer experience solutions. So I think that's fantastic, and that opens up another huge opportunity for the marketplace.
Yeah, definitely. And Avaya are in a relatively unique position as well as one of very few vendors that have got a completely integrated UCaaS and CCaaS story. Predominantly, and the market norm is that most solutions are over the top solutions, and integration between the two can be quite difficult. So the sort of the proposition around that integration and collaboration between UCaaS and CCaaS is exceptionally strong. So yeah, it's a very, very strong proposition.
Yeah, good stuff. I mean, Claire, based on the partners that have switched to the agent model so far, what advice would you give partners looking to make the move?
Well, I guess firstly, go and have a look at Fortay Connect. Absolutely flying, and also a pleasure to work with, may I add. But obviously, what I would say to partners is come and talk to us. Come and have the conversation about Avaya Cloud Office, about Avaya CCaaS, about all the solutions and services you can offer alongside this. Because even if public cloud doesn't feature in your portfolio today, and there will be people out there that don't have it, there will be instances where Avaya Public Cloud is the best solution for your customer. And where that's the case, we want to ensure these solutions are available to the customer, to the partner, and we want to ensure that the partners get rewarded for continuing to sell Avaya. And this is in line with how Avaya has always been regarding channel. We want to see partners benefiting from an Avaya sale, but if partners aren't signed up, we can't pass the reward on. So, please come and talk to us is what I would say.
Yeah, absolutely. Mark, any top tips from your perspective? What advice would you give a partner looking at this model?
Sure. So no, I think what Claire just said is right in terms of there will be circumstances where public cloud solution is going to be what's best for the customer, and I would actually argue, strenuously that that's going to be the case in the majority of circumstances, because the size and growth in the UCaaS space sort of shows that. And so I think the overall advice has to be that embracing that sort of truth and using the agency model as a way of being able to address that business need is essentially the bottom line in all of this. And I think as well, for me, even maybe in this conversation to some extent, we've talked about the agency model as something that's coming or, is still quite embryonic. And actually, it's been around in the States for a long time, and it's already been in the UK for a number of years. We created our entire business and grew our entire business around it. So it's not something that's coming, it's something that's already here. So again, that sort of embracing the upsides of the model would have to be the my piece of advice.
Yeah, that is great advice, and thanks for that. Claire, for anyone out there looking to find out more about the agent model from Avaya, what's the best way to find out?
Sure, yeah. Loads and loads of information on our partner page at www.avaya.com. Speak to your CAMs, TAMs, anyone in the ACO team is out there ready to have a conversation with anyone that wants more information on this.
That's great. And thank you so much for joining me today. I'm afraid that's all we've got time for, but it's been really good talking to you both.
Thanks, Rob.
No worries, great stuff. Thanks, Rob.
And thanks to everyone for watching UCTV. If you've got some good takeaways from today's session, do give us a quick mention on social and subscribe to our channel for more industry news and insights. I'm Rob Scott from UC Today. Thanks for watching.